I'm Jarrett Carpenter, and this is More Than Blockchain. On this episode, we're going to talk about the market crash. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm absolutely using quotes or bunny ears or whatever to make sarcastic laugh of this. Yes, the market is down. Yes, Bitcoin is down. But if you're here for the long term, that really doesn't matter. If you're not going to sell anyways until after this bull run happens in 2025 to 2026, what does it matter? All that's going to happen is you're going to lower your DCA. Now, I recently shared this image on Twitter, and the image is from the classic Drake meme. Now he's like, no, I don't want that. Yeah, I do want this. What I really should have done when I created this was have two Drakes being like, yeah, I want this. Because honestly, when the Bitcoin price goes up, it's a great thing. That means your bag is getting bigger. It means you're getting more wealthy relative to the fiat that you use to buy the Bitcoin, whether that's the peso, the yen, the yuan, the dollar. And then the other sentiment is like, yeah, but when it dips, I get to lower my DCA. I get to actually become relatively more wealthy over the long term. So I put this up because this is basically the two sentiments that I was seeing on Bitcoin X today, which is like people freaking out and they're like, oh my God, but I'm pre-rich. But you know, when the price rises, I'm pre-rich and all my friends in the group chat basically won't make fun of me anymore and they won't think I'm crazy. And then there's the other sentiment, which is kind of where I live, which is like, honestly, when it dips, I'm actually happier. I think the longer I've been in Bitcoin, when the price goes down, I know it sounds crazy, I'm actually way more content. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. I'm able to get more sats for like fewer amounts of fiat units, dollars. So overall, I don't think it's anything to worry about. I'm actually going to be on a space tonight, and I will leave that link below. I'm going to try to get this out in the next hour. It is Friday, September 6th, and I just wanted to come on here and just kind of say, yes, there's a crazy market crash, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. $53,000 Bitcoin in 2021 was like the craziest thing ever. It was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Even when it came down in 2021, when it went to like 69 and then it kind of came down, it went back up to around 69. But when it came down, people at 53 were still so bullish. So for me, it really shows how in about 3 years, we've come a long way, where now we look at 53 with disdain. We're like, oh, that's poor man's Bitcoin. When I think in 4 years, so 2028, 27, 2028 is going to be another halving. By then, we'll look back at $53,000 Bitcoin the same way today we look back at a $15,000 Bitcoin. It's just unlimited opportunity. So I just kind of wanted to make this quick shout out here. I was going to actually build on the most recent episode, which is, can you retire on a tenth of a Bitcoin? That got a lot of comments, both saying yes, both saying no. I wanted to build on that, and I actually have some data that I will share in the next episode. But I wanted to make this episode because it seems so salient. It's the thing everyone is talking about. Is this a market crash? Should you sell? I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe this is something where you need to sell. You need to sell a little bit. Maybe you have a reason to sell. But if you don't have a reason to sell, and I've always said that HODLing, the being able to not sell Bitcoin is a super, super privilege. If you cannot sell and you can hold on, that's great. Just hold on. If you can DCA in more, put in more fiat, that's great. Put in more fiat. These prices, like I'm saying, in 3 or 4 years, we will be so happy to see again, even though we may not see them again, right? A $53,000 Bitcoin. Even though I do think in this next bull run, my prediction has been, and I've said this now online for probably a year, I think we're going to around $225,000 Bitcoin. And then if we retrace back around 80%, we will get back to, maybe around a $53,000 Bitcoin for some moments in probably 2027. 2027 is going to be like 2023 and 2019, which are going to be zombie years. You have those zombie years after you have the blow off top. We'll have a cooling year, which will be 2026. And then you're going to have a zombie years of 2027. And then we'll have the halving again. We'll be back, as Raoul Powell says, back into the fiat printing cycle as we basically have to, pay off our debt by printing new money. So since 2008, when Bitcoin started, two things have happened. The halving cycle, started to kick off, and now it's on every 4 years, which also aligns with the U.S. presidential cycle, which also aligns with the overall fiat global money printing cycle. It's kind of a beautiful thing if you're in Bitcoin. So once again, the difference between buying today at 53,000 and 63,000 in 4 to 8 years really won't matter. So not financial advice, but if you can hold. And if you can stack some more, get even $5. It may help to lower your overall DCA. So thanks for checking out this episode. If you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoyed this, please share this with a friend. I'll probably give this some, snappy kind of clickbaity title like "The market's crashing, should we sell all our Bitcoin" type thing. But go ahead and share it with a friend who's either new to Bitcoin or thinking about getting into Bitcoin. Because for people who are just getting into Bitcoin, Bitcoin is all about a low time preference, right? You want to buy Bitcoin and not touch it for probably minimally 4 years. If you can get to 10 years, that is going to be a great thing. Anyone who bought Bitcoin back in 2014 and still holds it today, they look at that and they're like, that was a pretty good financial decision, right? So share this with someone who's maybe new to Bitcoin or getting into Bitcoin, that the real Bitcoiners are people who have been here for a long time. A, we like when the price goes down, and B, we're here to hold for the long term. If you're not following us on social media, go ahead and follow us at More Than Blockchain across social media. If you ever want to hit me up or reach out or have an idea for an episode or think that these episodes suck, whatever your opinion is, go ahead and find us at More Than Blockchain on Instagram. It's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. So there you have it, another episode in the bag. Thanks for checking out this episode of More Than Blockchain, and I will see everyone next time.